Hello, my name's Anna Robbins and I am the costume designer for Downton Abbey. For Downton itself, I've spent so many years designing for the characters that I know them so well. So my original inspirations were portraits, the portrait gallery, like photographic archives, costumes from the V&A, fashion illustrations, fashion designers from the time. Some of the pieces are actually original, so we cast a really wide net to find original garments. There are specialist vintage traders that I might find vintage 20s fabric from. Also, we're looking for contemporary fabrics that feel and behave the same way as historical fabrics, so that might be from a specialist silk shop. And then it sort of evolves and you start to know the characters as they have become. When it comes to the royal family, there's been a huge amount of visual reference to draw on, which is great because it means we can be really accurate in our portrayal of them, but it also means that we can be judged. and people will look very carefully at what there is as evidence of how they dressed and compare that to how we've done it on the film. We were loaned some original diamond tiaras from Bentley and Skinner. There were a good few carats of diamonds that we were protecting every night, so they were kept in a safe. And I had one of my costume assistants whose sole responsibility was to follow them around. You've got to keep a beady eye on the cast that you know might be sort of favouring a certain thing. Actors sometimes leave with jewellery in a rush and you get a frantic phone call from their driver saying she's got her tiara on or she's forgotten to take her wedding bands off. That's always a big one. You go to the ball and you see all of the ball gowns together as an ensemble. It's perfect characterisations and have the most amazing craftsmanship. I'm really happy with Lady Mary's wardrobe as a whole. I think that's been just a joy to craft. There's a costume through there that I love with a sort of maroon faggoting neckline on a blouse, and it's an original piece that we then added in and created a costume around it. And it just says Lady Mary to me. It's sort of perfect in that way. The gentlemen who are in stiff shirts with stiff collars, that's not the most comfortable thing to wear, and they've worn them for all 6 series and the film. There's so many design choices you make, and quite often they're driven by something very subliminal that you want the audience to read without being aware that that's what they're reading. It's quite often just through the use of palette and tone and quite sort of subtle messaging through wardrobe. And that's the joy of my job.